Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
All right. I've pulled the file. It was sent via encrypted courier to 4 embassies: Rome, Berlin, Ottawa, and Tokyo. Same timestamp. No metadata. No audio track either.
You talking about the black banner clip? We just saw it here in the skiff. That's not some deep fake crap, is it?
I ran 3 forensics tools. Nothing artificial we can detect. The compression artifacts match early 2000 S camcorders. Analog timestamp embedded. This thing's been recorded offline, old school.
Jesus Christ. Are we treating this as a credible threat?
We don't know. But the briefcases in the shot, they look like old Soviet portable casing models. No visible detonation modules.
Or devices, they held up 4 fingers at the end. You think it's symbolic?
Or literal. 4 targets. 4 cities. They knew how to get it into our diplomatic channels. That's not amateur hour.
And no claims of responsibility? No demands?
Nothing, just the footage. That's what makes it worse. No ideology, no motive, just silent precision.
I want to flag this to NORAD and the President's daily brief. Quietly. If it leaks, hell will have mass panic.
The Department of Homeland Security is urging all Americans now to be ready for possible retaliation to this weekend's strikes, releasing a statement on the National Terrorism Advisory Bulletin, saying that the ongoing Iran conflict is causing a heightened threat environment in the United States, also warning of both cyber attacks and possible terror attacks in the days and weeks to come. Now, police departments in some of our nation's largest cities are also on alert, including in New York, where the NYPD is increasing patrols around religious and cultural sites. Joining us once again, News Nation senior national security analyst, Lieutenant General Richard Newton. Let's start here at home with the threat in big cities, even.
In the previous days, your president bragged of destroying what he called an existential threat. He showed you explosions and called it peace. But justice does not vaporize in the rubble of foreign lands. Across your nation, in 34 cities, lie devices of our own design. Not dirty, not symbolic, real. We have waited years, silently, watching. Your leaders believed they were untouchable. They sent bombers by night. We send silence by day. We do not seek war. We are not monsters. But your empire only understands power. And now it listens. Here are our terms. 1. The United States must publicly confirm its attack on our homeland and denounce it as an unjust act of aggression. 2. All further strikes and military movements in the Middle East must cease indefinitely. 3. Reveal the existence of this broadcast to the American people. Do not lie. Do not spin. Let them know what you have done and what we are prepared to do. You have 24 hours. We will not negotiate again. 1 detonation for every silence. 1 for every denial. 34 city lights turned into ash.
We interrupt regular programming with breaking news out of Texas. A developing and highly dangerous situation is unfolding at this hour in Dallas. Earlier this afternoon, a group of armed individuals forcibly entered and hijacked the News Nation affiliate broadcast station just outside downtown. What followed was a chilling live transmission, a message directed at both the U.S. government and the American people, delivered by a masked spokesperson claiming to represent a larger movement. The hijackers allege they have successfully planted 4 nuclear devices in undisclosed cities across the world. Their demands are clear, but the locations are not. And that is exactly what has triggered a national emergency. Authorities have confirmed that a full lockdown is now in effect around the station. SWAT teams, FBI negotiators, and DHS agents are on the ground. Officials say the situation is fragile and volatile. No media are currently allowed near the area due to what DHS is calling an active nuclear threat. The groups claim that weapons of mass destruction have already been deployed, in their words, hidden in the bones of Western cities, has not been independently verified, but federal agencies are treating it as credible.
I'm telling you right now, this is theater, smoke and mirrors. We do not negotiate with terrorists, and we are not giving them airtime. Every second we acknowledge this nonsense, we embolden every lunatic watching from a basement.
Then you haven't seen what we just received.
Ronan, is this the new drop?
Yes. Intercepted from a hidden relay node, likely piggybacked off a dormant DHS system. It's a secure recording, time-stamped within the last 48 hours.
Each shows them planting something, several somethings. The footage cycles between 4 different basements, urban layouts, maybe northeast, midwest. One location has a feigned subway tremor in the background.
You're basing national panic on 4 guys with a GoPro and a flashlight?
No. We're basing it on the payload. We ran the still frames through spectrum analysis. It's a high-yield fissile casing. No doubt.
How sure are we?
Enough to scare the hell out of Langley, Fort Meade, and Ramstein simultaneously.
This is exactly what they want. We blink, we spiral. You think Russia and China aren't watching this? You think they won't exploit our indecision?
Mark, if even one of these is real, the fallout is not just political. It's biblical.
What's the president's stance?
He says we don't give in, no negotiations, no public panic.
Then he's gambling 10 million lives on a bluff.
And if he's wrong, we'll all be making calls from bunkers.
We interrupt regular programming for this urgent update. The FBI has just declared a nationwide manhunt for an individual believed to be the mastermind behind the ongoing media hijacking and nuclear threat crisis. According to federal sources, the man, whose name has not been officially released, is suspected of orchestrating the takeover of News Nation's Dallas studio, where a group continues to hold the facility under lockdown. The situation there remains unchanged, with all live feeds cut and tactical teams surrounding the premises. Authorities have warned that the suspect is extremely dangerous and may be coordinating with unidentified operatives across multiple states. Surveillance footage, eyewitness accounts, and digital forensics are being analyzed by the hour. Meanwhile, social media is exploding with speculation as users debate the authenticity of the group's claims and the nature of the threat. In Washington, pressure is mounting. Cabinet meetings continue behind closed doors, and intelligence officials are calling this, quote, the most sophisticated asymmetric threat on American soil since
This is an emergency message issued by the Texas Division of Emergency Management and the Texas Department of Public Safety. At approximately 2:43 p.m. Central Time, multiple explosions were confirmed in downtown Houston. The affected locations include the Museum of Fine Arts and the University of Houston's Central Campus. Law enforcement and emergency response units are currently securing the areas. We urge all residents and commuters to avoid Midtown, the Museum District, and the University Campus. Shelter in place if you are within a 5-mile radius of these locations. Public transportation in and out of the affected areas has been suspended until further notice. At this time, the cause of the explosions remains under investigation. This is an active emergency. Remain calm and await further updates from state and local authorities. Do not approach emergency scenes. Report any suspicious activity to 911 immediately.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi. Yes, I'm inside St. Patrick's Cathedral. There's a package. Someone left a black duffel near the front pews. Everyone's freaking out. People are screaming it could be a bomb. Please, you need to send someone.
Ma'am, I need you to remain calm. Is anyone injured? Can you describe the package? What size is it? Is it ticking? Leaking anything?
I can't get too close. It's just sitting there. No one saw who left it. A couple people bolted for the exit. Others are too afraid to move. It's just sitting there. Please, after what happened, Houston, you can't ignore this.
Units are being dispatched now. Do not touch the package. Move away from it carefully. Keep yourself low and toward a wall or exit if safe. Do you see security nearby?
They're trying to keep people calm, but someone yelled it's another attack, and now everyone's either praying or trying to leave. Someone got trampled near the back doors. You have to get here fast. Please.
Help is en route. NYPD and bomb squad are responding. Stay on the line with me. We're going to get through this, okay?
I just don't want to die in a church. Not like this. I came here to feel safe.
You've been quiet for 12 hours. I assume that's by design.
And I assume you've been scrambling just as long. Has Houston stopped burning yet?
That was on you. Your silence.
No. That was on your president. You struck first, in silence. You buried 3 of our nuclear scientists under desert sand, and then called it diplomacy.
We targeted hardened research labs, not civilians. You, on the other hand, sent a video to the entire federal infrastructure, threatening nuclear annihilation.
We gave you a choice. You chose silence. Now, the world listens.
So this was your version of diplomacy?
This is consequence.
4 cities, 1 bomb is armed. Why that number?
Because 4 makes you guess, 3 makes you hopeful, 1 makes you gamble, and you people always gamble wrong.
There's a child in a hospital in Houston with her mother praying she can be moved. A man in Dallas packing up a retirement home. Are they the ones you want?
I don't know them. Do you?
I know one of those bombs is fake. Maybe 2. Maybe all. But you're going to tell me which. Because if you don't, I guarantee we'll stop asking nicely.
You think this is still about information? This is your judgment.
No. Judgment is what happens after we win.
And you think that's still possible?
You're in a black site, under 20 feet of reinforced steel. Your friends are probably dead. No name, no country claiming you, no clock. We own every minute now.
Do you think this ends with me? There are men who believe I'm already dead, who believe that in death, I become their sign. You kill me, and someone, somewhere, will take that as a cue.
That's the thing about belief. It makes people do desperate things. And desperation is easy to break.
You're not fighting us. You're fighting an idea.
No, we're fighting time. And right now, I don't have the patience to lose it on riddles. Enjoy your dinner. I hear it's cold tonight.
This is CNN Breaking News.
We begin tonight with a major escalation overseas, meant to fear during a time.
You've captured one of us. You think that ends this? You think he knows where the bomb is? He doesn't. He believes he does. That's the genius of it. Each of us only knows a part, a piece of a puzzle. What happens when your interrogators reach the end and realize he has no more to give? What happens when the one warhead that's armed isn't in any of the cities we named? This isn't revenge. This is justice, mirrored, consequence for arrogance. Everyone's asking, Iran? Hezbollah? The nation state maybe? Still playing your old games? But we told you again and again, this isn't about who, it's about why. Asymmetry, right? Now tell me, what happens when your own people start doubting you? The next move is yours. We'll be watching how you choose. We are an idea. And ideas don't die.
This is a war zone on home soil. We do not negotiate with terrorists. We storm that station, neutralize everyone in it, and extract answers. We don't tiptoe around phantom bombs.
If you storm that station and they're not bluffing, congratulations, you just nuked 4 cities.
We've seen this play before. Psychological warfare. There's no bomb, no timer, just chaos. The more we react, the more power they get. They're pushing us off balance.
And what if you're wrong? What if 1 is armed? Then what, Lang? Oops. You want to write condolence letters to 4 million families?
The signal for the latest broadcast came from a scrambled router in Dallas, but we've tracked fragments leading to Newark, Buffalo, even Panama City. This is a mesh network, not a single node. Kill 1, 2 more speak up.
So we do nothing?
We do something smart.
Enough. I'm sick of the hand-wringing and alphabet soup finger-pointing. You think the American people give a damn which agency gets credit? You want to look like clowns while a bunch of freaks hold us hostage on our own TV screens?
Sir, we can't act recklessly.
What do you call sitting on our asses while someone else runs our airwaves, huh? Weak. We're the United States, and we're being played. Not gonna let that happen, not on my watch.
Mr. President, if we escalate and they are bluffing, we still lose. We lose the people's trust. We lose the cities anyway, just slower.
I don't need lectures on trust while bombs are supposedly sitting in my cities. You either bring me proof or bring me options. And if no one can do that, he'll find someone who can.
We've been sitting here for 9 hours, 4 bombs, no time, no answers. You're not winning anything.
Tick, tick, tick. Isn't that what you people always hear?
You think this is a game? Houston's museum reduced to fire and glass. We pulled 36 people out in body bags. You did that.
No, you did that when you decided silence was power. You think fear is leverage, but it works both ways.
You've already lost. We've traced your people, your burner phones. We're not in the dark anymore. You're alone in this room and you're losing control.
If I were alone, you wouldn't still be talking?
You want your family safe? You want them out of this? Then talk. Now.
Empty threats. You won't touch them.
We're not here to touch anyone, but I'm telling you, they won't survive the storm once your name hits the news. Your wife, your kids. We can't protect them once it leaks that you're the architect of the largest homeland threat since 9/11.
You wouldn't dare.
Try me.
In Toronto.
Where in Toronto?
Wilkins Street. Industrial Complex, Unit 29.
What's inside?
A room. You've seen it already. On tape. This is your proof.
Is the device armed?
You're asking the wrong question.
Then give us the right one.
The right question is, why would I tell you which one is real? You have 4 hours. If you waste it chasing ghosts, your skyline becomes the next obituary.
And pray we don't find nothing in that unit, because next time we don't ask.
This is a CTV News special report. We're following major developments in Toronto this hour as Canadian emergency officials have begun a coordinated zone-by-zone evacuation of parts of the city, citing what they call an escalating credible threat. At this moment, evacuations are underway in the following areas. Zone 1 from Queens Quay to King Street West and from Spadina Avenue to Yonge Street. Zone 2 from King Street to College Street, including areas surrounding Union Station, City Hall, and the Financial District. Authorities are directing residents north and west toward designated emergency shelters in Etobicoke, North York, and Vaughan. Public transportation is being rerouted to assist with evacuation, and multiple geostations are now...
A credible threat to public safety has been identified within the Toronto downtown core. As a precautionary measure, residents, workers, and visitors in designated evacuation zones are instructed to leave the area calmly and immediately. Current evacuation zones include Zone 1, Union Station to Queen Street. Zone 2, Queen Street to Bloor Street. Zone 3, Lakeshore to Union Station. Use designated emergency exits and follow law enforcement instructions. Avoid subways and underground access. Do not attempt to return to evacuated areas until cleared by authorities. This alert is issued out of an abundance of caution in response to developing intelligence involving a potential mass casualty threat. No additional details can be shared at this time. This is an active evacuation alert for downtown Toronto. Leave immediately.
All units be advised. EOD Task Force Bravo is on site at suspected nuclear device. Establishing hard perimeter now. Civilians cleared within 800-meter radius. Stand by for active defusal procedure.
This is Bravo 1. Visual confirmed. Device is a hardened steel case approximately 1.2 meters embedded near a power junction beneath the sidewalk. Suspicious wiring exposed.
Copy, Bravo 1. Radiation check.
Minimal at 1.3 microsieverts. Non-lethal. Consistent with shielding. But this thing's built to deliver, not scare.
Perimeters holding, pedestrian crowd forming outside the cordon. People are panicking, eyes on for any secondary devices or triggers.
Device panel is live, timer module reads static, likely remotely controlled or on sensor trip. We're seeing 4 circuit lines, green, red, blue, and white. Multiple redundancies, classic anti-tamper design.
No countdown. This could be pressure, motion, even biometric. God damn. Deploy the remote arm. Manual intervention is too risky until we trace every node.
Command copy. Be advised. CN Tower security confirms code black on all major landmarks. Hospitals on trauma lockdown. Units across GTA are on high alert. You're the priority.
Bidding first bypass. Disabling ignition array. Cutting blue line in 3, 2, 1. No reaction. Proceeding.
All right, cutting red line. Looks like the failsafe. This is the one that'll go if we're wrong. Line isolated, going in, cutting now. Still here. Device still live, switching to internal disarm protocol. It's not dead yet. This isn't a bluff. This is military grade. Whoever planted this knew exactly what they were doing.
Be advised, civilian chatter indicates viral posts spreading. Live streams are leaking. We need a result fast.
Final sequence. White line. Likely the kill switch. Confirming. Cutting in 3, 2. Device disarmed. I repeat, bomb is disarmed. Countdown never initiated. Package is neutralized.
Copy that, Bravo. Toronto stands tonight. Returning control to City Command.
Crowd control teams holding formation. Press is swarming the cordon. We need statements. Fast.
Get the word out, but carefully. This wasn't a scare tactic. It was a test. Someone wanted to see if we could stop it. Someone else wanted to make sure we couldn't.
It ain't pretty when you face a bad truck wreck. Greedy insurance companies play dirty. Bring it on! I'm Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer!
Go at them with Jim Adler, the tough, smart lawyer that knows how to beat them at their own game.
I stand tough and carry a big, big hammer.
This is the emergency alert system serving the state of Texas. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this civil emergency message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the Texas Division of Emergency Management to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is Fox. We will continue to serve the Texas State area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the state of Texas area. This message is transmitted at the request of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. At approximately 7:23 p.m., a large-scale explosion occurred at the News Nation broadcast facility in downtown Dallas. Federal authorities now confirm the presence of radioactive materials at the blast site. Nuclear radiation levels have been detected in the blast radius. All residents within a 10-mile radius of downtown Dallas must evacuate immediately.
This includes downtown Dallas, Baylor District, uptown Dallas, Deep Ellum, Lower Greenville, and Dallas Arch District. Do not remain indoors within the red zone. Move north or west if possible. Avoid highways heading into the city. Federal hazmat teams are en route. Law enforcement is locking down the perimeter. Multiple casualties confirmed. A terrorism investigation is underway. Do not approach the blast site.
You lied. Toronto was a trigger, not a target. You fed us a corpse and Dallas paid the price.
No, that's not, I swear, that's not how it was. I thought Toronto was armed.
Then why was it wired as a trigger? Why did disarming Toronto set off Dallas?
They never told me that. I didn't know it was a tripwire.
Who's they? Speak plain, no more games.
I was recruited. Anonymously. I never met them. Not really. Blind. Protocols. Compartmented. All I'm told was to surrender. Intentionally. Delay them. Say just enough.
So you're a decoy. Why surrender? Why not just disappear?
I didn't have a choice. My presence was a signal, a tool, a setup for you and for them. I gave you what I thought was real.
Wait, are you saying they knew we'd break you?
Yes. Once I cracked, they'd know. They're always watching, listening. The second I gave up anything, they'd act. They knew you'd reach me eventually. Toronto wasn't a decoy. It was bait.
You were fed bad intel on purpose, so you were the fuse.
Sir, we just intercepted a new signal. Same encrypted signature as before. Originating international.
So they're responding to the interrogation. They know he's compromised. We might have just triggered the next phase. He said the others 3 more bombs are out there. Where?
I don't know. I was never told. That was the point. Not one of us holds the full map. It's compartmentalized. Dallas was a reset. And now, the ones who knew where the other bombs were in that Dallas news station, they're gone. Now they know that I gave in.
So now we have 3 nukes, no confirmed cities, no confirmed triggers, and no one left who knows. Unless one of the other cells steps forward, we're sitting in the dark, praying it's over.
Sir, we're seeing chatter. Foreign intel. Pakistan, Geneva, Beijing. All showing increased radiological scans and emergency protocols.
They're moving. The next one is coming.
All right, where the hell are we now?
Mr. President, the Toronto device was a trap. Once our team defused it, the Dallas station...
Blue sky high, I saw it, everyone saw it, the damn world saw it.
Sir, our interrogation suspect was misled. He had partial intel. He genuinely believed the Toronto bomb was real, which means whoever's pulling the strings is far above him. We're dealing with strategic operatives, possibly rogue state-sponsored...
Iran has denied any involvement. Their foreign minister just requested back-channel talks with the Swiss. They're playing both sides, Mr. President.
And we just let 3 nukes sit out there like it's a Sunday picnic?
Sir, we've been running real-time thermal and EM sweeps in all major metro areas. Nothing yet, but let's be clear. We don't know where the remaining bombs are, if they're even active, or if they're just bluffs.
We also don't know who's really behind this. Could be proxy actors, could be someone exploiting the Iran chaos.
And now, the French and Germans are demanding action. They're calling us the epicenter of failed deterrence. NATO cohesion is slipping.
So we've got no targets, no claims, no proof. Just pressure and fear.
We can't retaliate blindly, sir. One wrong move and Beijing or Moscow sees it as pretext. This could become apocalyptic.
And doing nothing isn't an option either. All right, Here's what we're going to do. Launch Operation Deep Vein. I want federal agents, military liaisons, local PDs, every city, town. If there's a basement, we search it. If there's chatter, we intercept it. We'll flush them out.
That's going to be a constitutional nightmare, sir.
Then let it be. I'm not losing another city.
And if they detonate another in response?
We know they were never going to stop anyway.
Chaos and political fracture ripple across the globe tonight, as international confidence in the United States' ability to contain its internal crisis continues to disintegrate. NATO allies, in an emergency joint communique just released moments ago, have publicly condemned the United States for what they call gross inaction and strategic failure following the devastating nuclear attack on Dallas. The nuclear devices remain unaccounted for, and with no confirmed suspects or evidence tying them directly to a known state actor, the White House has now greenlit a domestic military operation of unprecedented scale. Operation Deep Vein, a sweeping federal action now underway across major American cities, will reportedly involve house-to-house searches, basement scans, and round-the-clock surveillance in a desperate bid to locate the remaining bombs. While the U.S. government maintains this is a temporary security necessity, legal experts and global leaders alike are raising red flags. A senior German MP today referred to the operation as the soft suspension of habeas corpus, while French officials warn this marks the breaking point of post-war Western trust. Meanwhile, China and Russia have accused the United States of fomenting instability at home while threatening global peace, urging the UN Security Council to hold an emergency session. Protests have erupted outside American embassies in Geneva, Berlin, and Sao Paulo, where demonstrators demand transparency and accountability. Tonight, as the world watches, one thing has become painfully clear. America is not just searching for bombs, it's searching for answers.
911, what is your emergency?
This is Catherine Brooks. I work at the National Archives. We're in lockdown. There's something here that...
Ma'am, slow down. What's happening?
It's a huge metallic case covered in a gray tarp behind the secondary preservation vault. I was doing inventory, and I don't know how it got in. There are no records. It's metallic. It's ticking.
Did you say ticking?
Yes. There's a faint clicking or pulse, like a clock. It's covered in some kind of gray tarp. I barely touched it, and it buzzed.
Ma'am, listen to me very carefully. You need to leave the area immediately, move away from the object,
It's right outside the rotunda. The Constitution is in there.
Security and explosive ordnance teams are being dispatched now.
It looks just like the one in Toronto. I saw the internal security footage. I think it's the same design. I don't know how it bypassed our scanners.
You need to evacuate the building now. Don't touch anything. Warn no one. Just move.
There's over 100 visitors inside. We can't cause a panic.
Catherine, your safety comes first. Tactical teams will initiate silent evac protocol, but I need you out.
If this goes off here, oh my God, it's louder now.
Get out now. Help is coming.
The device matches the previous build, 4-point anchor, heavy shielding. We've confirmed it's armed. Visuals match Toronto.
We cut the wrong line and we lose everything again.
If we don't cut anything, we still risk detonation. This one's not in a news station. It's in the building that houses the Constitution.
What if this one is the next trigger? Disarm it and another bomb goes off. We've already seen this exact game.
We defused Toronto and Dallas exploded. What if DC sets off another chain?
If we do nothing and this one goes, there is no chain. It's ground zero. This is Washington, D.C.
Mr. President, the teams are standing by for your decision.
What's the public risk if we defuse it?
It's a pattern hold. Another detonation, somewhere.
But if we don't?
We lose the archives. And half of DC estimated death toll 100,000 minimum.
Defuse it. I won't sit here and let a bomb decide history.
Confirming visual on device. It's huge. Casing looks custom built, thermal shielding intact.
I count 5 lead-ins, 2 decoys. Can't access the payload compartment without full bypass. This is not off-the-shelf stuff. Copy that. We're clean. You're 2 feet from the Constitution of the United States, no pressure.
Device is reading hot. Radiation scan coming back red on core contact. It's armed.
Hold on. We're patching in remote telemetry. We need every pair of eyes on this. Fire tree is absurdly complex. Whoever built this knows our methods. There's a triple loop switch system. Any cut could trigger a dead man relay. That's intentional. They're daring us to touch it. Confirm primary detonator is visual.
Affirmative. We've isolated a pressure switch beneath the capacitor array. Need to lift it manually to access disarm port. One mistake and we lose DC.
Clock's ticking. You're greenlit. Proceed to final disarm protocol.
That help us. Switch lifted. No trip detected. Beginning disarm in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Device disarmed. I repeat, device is cold. Timer has ceased. Bomb is safe.
Holy hell, they did it. Email for reports. Full defusal. Bomb is secure. I repeat, Washington is secure.
Oh my god, we actually did it.
Get us the hell out of here and someone tell my wife I'm coming home.
Confirmed. All radiation monitors stable. No detonation. DC remains intact.
We've averted catastrophe. Our assets in Geneva and San Francisco are standing by for relocation. We can talk de-escalation now.
We saved the capital, Mr. President.
Then let's bring this home. Get the press ready.
Yellingport. Flash.
Oh my god, detonation confirmed. Beijing, coordinates 0 to thermonuclear signature.
What? Say again, was that Beijing?
Hi, patching in regional seismic. Shockwave already registered in Mongolia.
Oh my god, it's shaking. It's real. Satellite confirms a mushroom cloud. 400 kiloton yield estimate. It's not a drill.
Jesus Christ. This wasn't negotiation. This was a long game. The disarm in DC was the signal. We triggered it.
You ready more?
Too late to ask that. World War III has begun.